What's up, y'all? I'm confused.
I'm rooting for the bad guys. I'm rooting for the cartel.
And we are the Watchers in the Basement. What's up, ladies and gents? We are here for episodes 7, 8, and 9 of season 2 of Landman. The episodes are called Forever is an Instant, episode 7, episode 8, Handsome Touched Me, and episode 9, Plans, Tears, and Sirens. Now, I must say, let's say you had it using a 3 week coma and you didn't watch the last 2 episodes, and the last episode you saw was episode 6. I promise you, ladies and gents, you didn't miss a thing as far as the advancement of the storyline. We have grown very frustrated with this story. We have grown very tired of this story. I don't know. I don't know if the writers fell into a coma and they woke up with a day left to like turn in the scripts for Paramount to greenlit season 2, but it's been very stagnant to say the least. Marcy, what are your thoughts?
Same as you. Nothing happens. There's absolutely nothing that happens. Maybe like 15 minutes of actually advancing the plot in like these 3 episodes, but that's why I'm like, just end it. Please, cartel, take them out, keep the oil company. I really don't care at this point.
This is how I know, and for people who are watching, we're gonna jump all around because it's not really much to like really pick at, but as far as like advancing of the story, but this is how I know I was ready for this show or the season to end. In the end of episode 9, when Cammy fires Tommy, I'm like, cool. It was like it wasn't really melodramatic for me. It wasn't like the red wedding where like guys are getting murked left and right, and like you just left at the end of the episode like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like when I think of like monumental moments of in TV, in TV, in small film, they move you. Like the big moments move you. It leaves you thinking like, what's next? How's the show going to move forward? Or pivot from this. When Tommy gets fired, I'm just kind of like, why didn't you do this 3 episodes ago? Like I don't know. I just like I'm watching this. I'm like, as a show watcher, what does Tommy do? It's like I mean, Billy Bob is a great actor. I love him a lot. He's one of he's the main reason why I came back to watch this show, season 2. Um, but from the onset, he hasn't really done anything to advance his company or to save Cammy or to sidestep any dangers or where Tex Oil could fall into. Cammy's making all decisions. Like it's like everything that John Hamm's character kind of like relied on Tommy for, as far as like the ins and the outs and like making sure that Tex Oil does not get into any type of like legal action or major legal action. Cam is doing the direct opposite. And I told myself after episode 7, I'm like, if Cam is not listening to Tommy or cautioning, taking Tommy's cautions about the cartel and Garcia's character, then why the fuck is he here? And I literally said to myself out loud watching episode 7, and then 2 episodes later he gets fired. Was the firing shocking to you, Marcy? What did you feel when Cammy spewed those words?
It wasn't shocking. Like I didn't see it coming, but when it happened, I wasn't shocked like you. I was just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, she's not going to listen to him, and like, that's fine. She doesn't have to. Like, that's her company. She can fire him if she wants to. And I don't know if it's because of what she said, that like it feels like he doesn't believe in the company or the product or like advancing it or anything like that, or if she just really wants to like prove to herself mostly and to others that she can be successful. I think she told him in, what was it, episode 7 or 8, where she's like, I like, help me be successful. Like it doesn't matter to me if we need to spend all this money doing like the offshore drilling to like hit the oil. Like, I want to be successful. I want to prove this. So I don't know if maybe that's her motivation. And also, I don't know if maybe she's let herself really be like swayed or enticed by Andy Garcia's character, or if like maybe she also is wary of him, but she's not letting on. So I'm interested to see if they reveal in the next episode if she kind of if she did believe when Tommy said like he's bad news, he's with the cartel, like what are you doing? Or if she's kind of like, I'm just going to use this guy to my advantage. And, you know, like maybe she's the one that's playing everybody at the end. Who knows?
Yeah, the Cammy angle to this, look, she's a grown woman. This is her company. She wants to run into the ground. That's her business. She wants to take a piece of it and retire off 200-300 million and just live on an island with her daughters. That's her business, right? Like that's totally her business. I guess my position on this is she's listening to nobody. Like she literally had a geologist, a lawyers, Tommy all in one room, pretty much telling them like, look, you can drill for this oil and gas, but it's a 10% chance. It's a 10% chance of you hitting and a 9% chance of you missing it and being out of $400 million and then some. And is she chasing ghosts? Is she trying to prove herself? I think that's what it is. Like even in episode 1, when she's making that big announcement to at the country club to everybody after being in the bathroom with those young women, and kind of like, you know, not to say it's more so like a midlife crisis, but like I think she's trying to make her staple in this. Nobody believes in her. Like even in that scene, episode 1 of season 2, when she's talking to everybody, you could tell everybody was expecting her to sell. Everybody in that room thought she was going to sell. And when she pivoted and said, "No, I'm going to keep this company, and I'm going to bring this company to bigger and higher horizons from what my husband did," it was a shock. And I don't know where it's going to go. It doesn't look promising. Like it's even the deal that she signed with Andy Garcia's character. It doesn't. You don't fuck around being in debt for the rest of your life. And I get her point of trying to prove herself, and I get Tommy's point. Tommy's been in before. Tommy risked it all and lost. So I think with Tommy, he's trying to be more risk averse. And when it comes to the oil business and the oil tycoon business, risk averse is you have to go hard or go home. And a lot of people strike out, but people who don't strike out, they hit it big. And I think Tommy's risk averse from his failures mentality kind of, you know, I guess balanced, you know, John Hamm's character season 1, and it kept Tex Oil going. I think Cam's making a mistake on this. It doesn't. I think what's going to end up happening, she's probably going to strike and fail, and bring Tommy back into the fold. That's my guess. But I don't know. I get Cam's position. Like if you don't believe in this company, you don't believe in, you know, your methods are totally goes against what my company stands for. And I understand her position. I'm surprised she didn't fire him earlier. to be honest, I was most surprised about that. So
yeah. No, I agree. And like you said, I also agree with Cammy. I've been in situations like at workplaces where I'm like, I don't feel like I believe in this company anymore. So that's how I knew it was time for me to go. Because I'm like, there's just no more alignment. I can't effectively do this if I don't believe in what we're doing or what we're trying to do. So yeah, like you, I completely get it. It's her company. She can do that. Maybe she could have fired him earlier. Maybe it was then that she had that realization of like, you know, Tommy's just not going to want to like take those risks. But again, like you said, he's risk averse. He knows what happens when you try and you fail. She may know a little bit about that because she was alongside Monty for all those years while he was building up the company, right? And I'm sure like he had some failures along with some of those successes. But it wasn't all on her. Like it was all on Tommy whenever he lost his company. So it'll be interesting to see what the next episode and what season 3 holds. Again, like you said, is she going to hire him back if they're not successful? Is then Tommy going to maybe start his own company? Decide that maybe he does want to take another risk. And my thought also was, what's Angela going to say? Is she going to like that Tommy no longer is the president of an oil company? I mean, they've made it seem throughout this season that like she's into him and she loves him, and you know, like they're gonna give it a really good solid try, but she also loves money and shopping and all of these things. So is she going to be able to live off her divorce settlement from Victor? Or is she then going to maybe decide she doesn't want to be with Tommy anymore? I'll be interested to see how they advance that plot line. Maybe she's a ride or die, maybe she's not. And girl, you don't got to be a ride or die, because that's hard. And she'd already been through it once with him. So
Yeah, I think with Angela's character, if she does leave him, I think it destroys her. She doesn't have much of an arc. I guess the arc would be her coming back and like being back with Tommy and being like his other half. I mean, Angela's character, her arc confuses me because she's a firecracker. She's a smoke show younger wife of Tommy. But if she leaves Tommy, do you destroy everything that you try to showcase for Angela, like the nursing home aspect? You know, trying to show that she has a heart, showing that she cares, and like, you know, being there for her kids. And like, do you destroy all of that arc if they write into the script of Angela leaving Tommy?
yeah.
I guess it's more my question.
Maybe he plans to live off of that 326,000 or whatever she made at the casino in episode, what was it? Episode 8. Who knows? I don't think $300,000 will get them very far though, just because of their lifestyle and extravagance. But yeah, like you said, they've tried as much as Taylor Sheridan can try to like show that she's got some substance again by showing that she cares about the retirement home folks, but she also likes the finer things in life. So maybe she will be down to rough it again with Tommy, but you know, that will remain to be seen. And then what happens with Ainsley? Like, does she have a scholarship to TCU? Just able to get in because of the cheerleading squad, because we know in season 1, whenever Angela divorced Victor, I believe he was going to provide for her until her 18th birthday, but I don't remember the divorce decreasing anything about him like paying for her college or providing for her after she turned 18. So that'll also be interesting to see what happens with that, with the whole TCU plotline.
Yes, it's a major domino effect. Like even with now Tommy being fired, what does that look like with helping Cooper? Because Cooper works for Galeno, and if Tommy was overseeing the paperwork and like overseeing the contract that Cooper signed with Galeno, is he now prohibited working with his son or helping his son out? There's so many questions now because Galeno's tied to all of this now. He's tied to Cammy, he's tied to Cooper. He has his hands in everything, and it makes you wonder, like, does that create like now a buffer or create like a force field to where Tommy can't even touch his own son as far as helping him out? You know, last time we saw Cooper, well, we saw Cooper episode 9, but like last time we saw Cooper as far as working with the rigs, Tommy gave him a crew. You know, the crew that he was working under season before, he now works for him. You know, trying to, you know, hit this 7th oil tower of trying to strike oil now. So does that change now? Like, because that was under Tommy's, you know, direction. So I wonder now with this crew, does this crew say, well, fuck it, and time's not anymore. He's the one that gave us direction to like work with you, Cooper, and take orders from you, Cooper. But now that he's gone, we're not taking orders from you for shit. You're on your own now. So there's so much left, so much uncertainty now. Hopefully, episode 10 kind of answers some of those questions of the loose ends now with time not being around now. Let's talk about Cooper, man. Last 3 episodes, he gets married. He now, he proposes. She says yes. I guess they're married. I don't. Or maybe they're just engaged. I don't know.
Engaged, yeah.
Yeah, they're engaged now. She's still working at the patch. Cooper now has a crew under him. What are your thoughts on Cooper? I don't know. Not really much has happened. I don't know.
Not much has happened, I guess. Sure, get engaged. Like, that's fine. Like, red flags everywhere, but you're young and you're dumb, and I've also been there too, so I get it. I mean, I don't know. This whole plot line is just it's so comical to me because, again, she's like, I don't want to play games, but then again, she is kind of like playing games because she's not saying what she wants, and we talked about this, in the last pod. So now, like, they're engaged, and apparently, like, her family, her in-laws are okay with it, and they've taken him under their wing and they've accepted him. And then, like, they got engaged. He proposed, they got engaged, and then we didn't really see Cooper, like, episode 8, and we were just like, okay, like, yay, like, happy for you, I guess you got engaged. And then now he's got the crew. Like, that must have been difficult, again, for that crew to be like, okay, like, Cooper, before you worked with the crew for like a few days, like a day, 2 days, and then, like, they all got blown up, and then you've been out of commission, so now, like, you're back and we have to take orders from you. Like, that's an interesting dynamic. I mean, I think it would benefit him to get, like, more actual experience rather than, like, the nepotism route. But if it works for you, like, hey, good for you. But episode 9, like, we end with now this cliffhanger on what happens after Ariana was attacked. Cooper, like, beat this guy, like, total right to beat this guy. Like, he was about to do something terrible, and he was doing something terrible. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but will the law have a problem with that? I don't know, because it looks like he beat him more than he needed to. Is the guy going to survive? We don't know. And then now they just kind of showed us, like, the camera. So I'm guessing that's going to be important, to either prove that he did or did not use excessive force. So Cooper's got lots of problems, and the oil, like, the hitting the oil is, like, now the least of his concerns. Now it's just kind of like, now Ariana's been attacked. What is that going to mean for her and, like, her, like, mental, wellness? But also, is that guy going to press charges against you? Who knows? I don't think we'll be able to wrap everything up by episode 10. I think episode 10 probably is going to have some cliffhangers, especially because they already know they've been picked up for season 3. So there is no incentive for them to tie things up, because they know that they have a whole season to keep some of these storylines going, since we barely got any actual advancement of the storylines in the season.
Yeah, when they showed the camera, because my fear is that what's going to end up happening is that, so Ariana ran. She kind of stepped back. So I don't know if the camera got the whole story of the guy attacking her within focus.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she did hit him and try to run and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it did catch everything. My fear is that it only caught, like, Cooper attacking the guy. I hope it doesn't turn to, like, well, Cooper just in a fit of rage just beat this guy senseless just cause, and didn't get the first part of it. Hopefully we're wrong, or hopefully the camera, the video wasn't messed with to where the first part gets edited out or whatever. I guess we'll find out. I mean, but make no mistakes about it. Cooper had every right to do what he did. Like
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Like your wife's in distress. She's getting us. She's getting potentially raped. And you got to do as a man. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Again, like does every does every Taylor Sheridan show have to have a grape scene in it of some sort? Like
Uh,
what is up with that? I don't
uh,
understand.
I mean, on one hand, unfortunately, that is the reality of women in the world and in society and in this country. Yes. But also, why does it have to be in all of Taylor Sheridan's works? Like that's where I'm kind of also like, okay, like it is important to bring awareness to the situation, but also are you just doing it for shock value and because you love to put your women through trauma? Like we've seen Beth be in that type of situation. Monica had a lot of trauma in Yellowstone as well. 1923, my God, all the trauma that he made those women go through. Alex also is in that type of situation. So I don't know what is wrong with Taylor. I don't know why he feels the need to keep on traumatizing women. I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that was very uncomfortable to watch. I can imagine how it was for you to watch it, but I was really annoyed by that. When Cooper walked into the bar, I was like, "Bro, just hurry the fuck up, go to the back.
Yeah,
Hurry the fuck up, go to the back."
yeah,
So I kept saying out loud to myself.
yeah.
Um, let's talk about Sam Elliott's character TL, man. I must say, man, Sam Elliott. I have to say this first. He's a great actor, Hollywood Walk of Fame, his illustrious career. This might be the easiest six-figure check he's ever gotten in his life.
Probably. Easily.
Because 80% of the time he's either by the pool, staring at the sunrise, or by the pool, staring at the sunset.
Yeah.
He's getting floated in the pool by a stripper turned physical therapist. Like he's literally done nothing in this series. I thought I was excited when I read that Sam Elliott would be in the series. I thought that okay, cool, a third generation Norse being here, and
Yeah.
a perspective on like life and like be more hands on with with Ainsley and Cooper and like sidekick with Tommy. Bro, he's been at the crib 9% of the time just chilling. Like what the fuck? Like this is what you have for him, for this character, for this great actor. Like what the fuck? Nothing challenging.
Yeah. Like you, when I heard he was going to be in it, I'm like, okay, great. Like maybe he's also in the oil business and maybe like he is part of like maybe a rival oil company. And maybe that's kind of some of the tension between the father and the son. And like he's gonna maybe like take over like the Monty role of like being like the oil man. And no, that is not what we've got. And yeah, like it's important to show like people as they age and like what they also go through of like my body is failing me, I'm alone, I'm in this nursing home, I'm lonely, whatever. Like that's important, yes, but also like you said, you've got Sam Elliott, you have him staring at sunsets and just sitting and peeing on rattlesnakes. Like yes, he's imparting some wisdom, but my goodness, you could have just gotten any regular actor to do that. If you were going to bring Sam Elliott on, I would have expected him to have like a badass storyline and like something with just more substance. Again, because there are a lot of things to be said about aging and old people, like, Taylor tried to do with the nursing home, but it doesn't have to be like he's portraying it. It could have more substance than just let's take old folks to a casino and get them drunk, or let's just have them sitting by the sunset saying wise things because that is all old people are good for. Yeah, this is very disappointing for sure.
I guess I'm so shocked because when you watch Sam Elliott in 1883, he had a major role.
Yeah.
Action,
Yeah.
the tortured character of him losing his family and like having nothing to live for, and like this Oregon Trail style ride through the West, bringing all these dangers and stuff. But he's a steady hand that's keeping everything, of course, because of his experience. I'm getting the complete opposite of that for this character in this show, which is so surprising because it's the same fucking writer, same fucking producer. So that's why I'm like so surprised. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
More
Let's talk
power
about
to him,
Rebecca.
right? Like maybe he just wanted something easy and like good for you. Like you've earned
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah,
I feel like we as viewers were completely cheated.
very, very much so. Very much so. I would probably say out of all the characters over the last 3 weeks that's had probably like the most run as far as like advancing is probably Rebecca. Rebecca and Charlie. Well, let's talk about Rebecca and Charlie. So Rebecca is this fierce power attorney who doesn't take no for an answer, independent, does not like to be doubted. Always, she's a fighter, right? She's a fighter, she's a litigator, you don't fuck with her. And she, all intents and purposes, falls in love with like somebody within the company, a geologist by the name of Charlie. We find out that Nathan finds out that they're fucking around because the way she calls Charlie, not Charles, which is actually what everybody calls him. So Nathan, catches a whiff of that and pretty much makes Rebecca sign a non-disclosure agreement. Like, hey, like you have to disclose that this is a relationship and like you can't do anything to help,
Yeah.
put the company in danger due to your favoritism towards Charlie. She gets upset. Tommy finds out about it, talks to Nathan about it. I think from that point, nothing really happens between Tommy and Nathan. I think it would have Nathan still makes her sign the paperwork, and he keeps the paper. I thought Tommy was going to take the paper and like rip it up or whatever. So that was kind of weird. But needless to say, Rebecca enlists Charlie's help to talk to Cammy about the low risk and the low risk high reward. I mean, a high risk, low reward scenario of like drilling in the Gulf. Over throughout the season, they've been, fucking, having sex, having fun, and they have the one disagreement. I guess Rebecca thought that Charlie was going to like talk Cammy out of it, of like drilling, but I guess from what Cammy took out of Charlie's description was, okay, we have a chance. And she gets mad at Charlie and like says, I needed you to talk out of this, and what are you good for? And Charlie kind of puts her in her place, like you pretty much, and that's just saying you're a bitter woman, and this is why you're gonna be alone. You can't let nobody in. You're a hard ass, and Rebecca's heard this plenty of times, but I think what made a difference is that Rebecca heard it from somebody that she actually cares about, that she didn't want to admit that she cared about. What were your thoughts on that exchange between Rebecca and Charlie?
When I saw this, it made me mad because it was like, on the one hand, he has Angela and Ainsley characters that we all have issues with because of how they're written, of so little substance. And then we have Rebecca, like this, like you said, this hard ass business, like all business, no pleasure type of woman that he wants to label as bitter, right? Bitter because what? She has control issues, or she's all about business, or she doesn't want to let people in. It just felt just kind of like he doesn't just want to show a strong woman, just be a strong woman, and like that's fine. And you can be strong and like have healthy boundaries and like be strong, but also like have joy. But he's making Rebecca just be like so joyless to, I don't know if he's trying to show like, hey, women, if you try to be too about your career, if you try to be too serious, then you're just going to be bitter and you're going to end up alone. That's what, like, I was like, Taylor, what are you trying to say about women in this situation? So made me upset. Also, like, you've only known him for like a few days, maybe like a week. I don't think it's been more than that. So why do you care so much about what this guy says? Like, you just fucked like a few times, like big fucking deal. Like, he doesn't know you that much. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. She needs more joy in her life, yes. And she has control issues, yes. But also, damn, Taylor, like, just please show us a strong woman who isn't a caricature on these two extremes. But um we'll see what happens. Do you think like Nate, when he made her sign that paper, he was trying to do that to protect her in the company or to like set her up to like fall or something? I got like the vibe of he was trying to protect her in the company more so than like he wants to like find some type of thing that she's doing wrong to push her out.
Yeah, Nathan, from what we've seen, Nathan's been pretty much on brand about the company and like protecting the company. Even when Rebecca and Nate worked together to like help out, like cut out the checks for the families that lost the workers, like it was all to protect the company, like not giving too much money. Like Nate, he's the quintessential company man.
Yeah.
And I think for Nathan in this situation was, look, I gotta protect the company. Cammy's taking over. We don't want anything on Cammy's lap that we already got enough shit got handled with the golf shit. The last thing we got to do was handle like on off, in office romance. So I think Nathan's just protecting Tex War and Cammy, and just think about what could transpire if like this romance goes sour and it starts affecting the business. Nathan's been he's like out of all the characters on the show, he line he doesn't like putting the company in danger. He doesn't like he's very straight laced, and I think that's just Nate being Nate and just making sure that nothing gets in the way of like the, I guess, integrity of the company. But Tommy also makes a good point too. Like, dog, these motherfuckers are fucking strippers. They're bringing prostitutes on the grounds. They're fucking each other. Like, this is, you might not see it, but like I see everything. Is what Tommy is saying. So I get both their points. I get what Taylor's trying to do with Rebecca. I just thought it wasn't enough time didn't pass for Rebecca and Charlie to have this kind of connection, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They got drunk on a plane. She had, turbulence fright.
Yeah.
It became a one-night stand. It became a two-night stand. It wasn't like they had time in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was kind of confused about like why that bothered Rebecca so much, because it wasn't like they've been dating for years or even a full season. It just, we saw Charlie for what, maybe 3 episodes. And for the effect that Rebecca had, for the frustration that Rebecca felt, I thought was weird, because we've seen men try to poo-poo Rebecca's stance on things, especially at work, try to disprove her litigation skills as a woman, and she just fires back. She's a fireball. But this one time, she gets in her feelings for a guy she barely knows. I thought it was kind of weird. I did.
Exactly. Like, yeah, like if he would have said that and they were like in a relationship for like months or years, like that would have hurt, to be like, okay, like you do know me and you do know that these control issues are like negatively affecting me and like my personal relationships. But again, it's just like if some random guy like says something to you on the internet, it's like, I don't know you. Like, that doesn't hurt me because I don't know you and you don't know me, rather than like if somebody in your life actually tells you something like that, then you're like, oh, like let me actually like sit with this, because maybe they're right. But yeah, that's why I was like, who cares what he thinks? Like, he doesn't like even know you.
Exactly. Outside of other major plot points, I guess Ainsley's in college now. She's now in cheerleading camp. She has a roommate that's non-binary, goes by they and them. They have a falling out for a day. She doesn't want to be roommates with her because how she's being treated. She goes to the college advisor that was giving her shit earlier in the season. Mama comes to save the day, and now she's in a hotel with a bunch of her college cheerleading friends. That's pretty much what Ainsley has going on.
Yeah, pretty much. And that was so that bothered me so much because that's just like MAGA dog whistles of like, I'm like, Taylor, have you talked to like a young person? Because it's like every like woke thing, like they ascribe to this roommate. And then, and I'm like, okay, Ainsley, like it's fine if you don't understand why your roommate is non binary. They want to use like they, them pronouns. Like, you don't have to understand it, but the least you could do is like respect it and like refer to them by their pronouns. But she just kept calling her she and referring to her as she. And, you know, it was so annoying that this was an opportunity for Ainsley again to like grow. And in real life, when you grow, your mommy's not always going to be there to like fix your issues. And, you know, the way that Angela was like, you know, your roommate's just like that because she's angry and she needs somebody to blame because she doesn't like herself. And I'm like, that's okay, sure, but maybe that's not why. That could have been like a good moment for growth for both the roommate and for Ainsley to work together. But Taylor just used it as an excuse to like appease a certain population of viewers that I'm sure they ate that right up. But I'm like, this, no, like, this is just, it's a caricature of like every, like I said, every woke thing. Like, they were like, oh, that's the roommate.
I was really hoping for a Danny Tanner Full House teachable moment.
Right.
I thought when Angela got there, I thought we was gonna get some wisdom from Angela talking to the roommate
Yeah.
about, look, man, you guys got some differences, work things out. It's okay to be different. It's okay to love yourself. Let's understand each other. I thought
Yeah.
that was gonna happen. Like Angela coming in, taking her daughter and going to a hotel, that served the story no purpose.
Yeah.
It was better off just having the dorm full of Black Widows or, you know, cockroaches or whatever, and her leaving. Like
Yeah.
the whole that was weird. It was just a weird, useless part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Unless they come back episode 10 or next season and she comes back and then they reconcile. I don't know. But like, even when Angela takes her daughter, you see her face, like she looks like she's about to be, she feels alone, like she has nobody to talk to, nobody to relate to. So she's shut off to the world. It's like that could have been a moment right there to like, you know, get to know her and like y'all actually talk things out, you know. So I don't know. It's just weird, man. But I mean, I don't expect, I guess, shame on me for expecting Sheridan in the writer's room to like actually create like a teachable moment there. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much draw things to a close. Nothing really happens these last 3 episodes. We pretty much touched every major point that's happened the last 3 weeks. Episode 10 is next week. We'll do a finale on that as well. Again, road to 500. We have, I think last time I checked was at 475 subscribers. Please, man, share this podcast with all your friends and family. If you have anything y'all want us to talk about, please hit us in the chat, leave a comment on one of our videos. We'll be sure to take heed to it. And yeah, man, thanks so much for checking in today. We have Watchers football next week. We have some shows coming out. Daredevil coming out in March. We have the 97 Kingdoms that the cruise is planning to cover as well. So a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, man. Follow us on YouTube at Watchers Basement. Also on Spotify as well. Follow us on Instagram and Watchers Basement on Facebook. Thank y'all so much. Oh, and Bridgerton, thank you, Marcy. We might be covering Bridgerton, so you know, more top period pieces of great dialogue and naked people having sex. So let's get it. So I might chime in on that.
There you go.
So for myself, for Marcy, for producer Justin Boyd, thank you so much. See you on the flip side.